So where are we? This is a small group of humans bringing in a new level of consciousness on the planet. That's a big task. You're allowing in your free energy body going beyond ancestral DNA. This ancestral DNA thing has been going on for millions of years. You're trying to change it in one lifetime. So you wonder why you're having these confusing days. Your body and mind are changing, and at the same time, you're inviting a guest to come in and live with you, your master. That in itself is a monumental task that should take lifetimes to do. And then you wonder why, sometimes my back hurts and I had a low energy day. Well, of course, you should be dead by now. This is really big, what we're doing right now. We are changing the relationship, the dynamics with energy. And energy is the thing that brings creation into expression. At the same time, you're releasing the gravity of mass consciousness. We're basically doing this to mass consciousness. And this is a big one, and it's very difficult, and it's going to make some of those days you're just going to be worn out because of mass consciousness. It's a gravity. Now, we got Tesla now, who is taking an interest in the Crimson Circle. He's an energy innovator, and he's fascinated by this whole new twist of energy innovation that's happening. So he's taking more of an interest, and he's working now with another being to help with basically, you call it a communication software, but it's not really software. It's just a communication patterning that's going to help really release that mass consciousness. It's a frequency. Now, the one he's working with, there should be no surprise to you, but our dear John Kaderka. Absolutely. Absolutely. So they're working on how do you develop this communication. And I've said before, energy is just communication. That's all it is. How do you develop a refined communication that helps one really release mass consciousness? Those of you who still have abundance issues, why? Anybody here, anybody watching in, you can be abundant at any moment. You don't have to know about business. You don't have to be super intelligent. It has to do with your damn worthiness issues. Are you going to let energy serve you or not? Because where we're going is all about reorienting, changing your relationship with energy. But if you're still not worthy, if you're still a victim, there is no room for it. When we're learning about consciousness and energy and applying it into our lives, there's no room for it. What we're doing is not trying to make money or anything. We're changing the dynamics in order to allow energy to work for you. We're flipping it around. Instead of being servants to everything else, we're flipping it into the I am. I'm allowing. I am abundant. And there's just no room if you're going to play the poverty game. Get over it now. Let it go. Make that choice within yourself, and then watch how abundance flows into your life. We're changing the personal relationship with energy. That's it. If you're playing around with energy to the level we're going to, and your underlying thing is you're being poor and your abundance issues, you're still toting that around, that energy is going to come back and serve you. Poor like you never could have imagined, because we're just energizing poor, and we're energizing lack of abundance. We're going from what the humans call the law of attraction into being the center of creation. Now that's big. You're allowing the wisdom of the master into your human life. There's a big adjustment period. You've had millions of years in this body and mind, in this way of being, and suddenly there's this other presence. Feel into it for a moment. There is a passion in the wisdom of the master that I believe actually has a bigger passion and desire for this thing than even the human does. It is so real. And then you get pulled back, and those are difficult days to watch. And then, of course, I've said enough to make you barf, but allow rather than resist or control. What are you allowing? Your realization, your master, whatever you want to call it, your fulfillment. This realization is very real for those who choose it and then allow it. Don't work on it. Don't effort it. Don't try to control it, because it's going to be so different than what the human thinks it is. The old relationship between the human and energy, and now the master human and energy, we're shifting that, and it's big. So, what dreams may come, and I rewrote a bit of it, to awaken, perchance to dream. Hey, there's the rub. For in that awakening, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. Basically meaning you go through awakening, and there's a death process to it. There's a death process to the whole awakening. But now we're coming into the dreams, the realization. And now we're coming into this releasing the mortal coil, releasing the old template for the human. What dreams may come with all this? It's quite amazing. This is when the master is here and you hear the master.